Your motor vehicle has been booted.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have 13 unpaid parking tickets.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's going to cost you a $100 boot fee.
Yes, Your Honor. May I?
And yes.
Well, I'm new to the city parking. I just recently bought Eddie and Sons, the restaurant, the diner.
You bought what?
Eddie and Sons on Darns. Mm-hmm. And my husband and I we're new to parking in the city. We've been renovating for the past, last month. We just opened in the restaurant like for 3 weeks now. And part of our tickets was learning those ordinances that in that book that you held up a couple of times. I didn't realize I couldn't park on the same street. I would move the car, I would get a ticket. I would go to the other side, I would get a ticket.
That was a good try.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But that's not what you're charged with.
I'm charged for not paying, yes.
Here's what you're charged with. You just said to me, I'm not familiar with the rules, right? Do you know what all these charges are? Parking at an expired meter.
Yes, sir.
You weren't familiar with that? You didn't know that you couldn't park at a meter after it expired?
Oh, no, I did know that because...
That's what you're charged with.
That's what's happening a lot.
I know all about Eddie and Sons Diner.
Yeah.
All right?
Yes,
because
sir.
This is a Rhode Island story, right? You know, in Rhode Island, everyone knows everyone else.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Eddie and Son, was originally formed, a gentleman named Edward Caputo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
And his
sir.
son was Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So after Mr. Caputo died, his son Tommy took over the restaurant.
Yes, sir.
So the son was Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Tommy was married to my first cousin.
Really?
Connie. So I know all about Eddie and Son's Diner.
Wonderful.
Right? I used to have breakfast there in the morning.
Yes.
And the one thing they would tell me is, be careful, don't park at the meter because you're going to get tagged. Right?
30 minutes.
So I would put in a whole bunch of money, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I understand. So tell me what was so difficult about you figuring out you couldn't park at the meter.
I'm guilty of the tickets because it's my fault for not getting to the meters on time. I'm not saying that at all. It's just I didn't know all the rules about not being on the same street for
You
more
know what the
than 2
rules are.
hours.
These are parking meters.
I know.
They're all
I know.
parking meters. What
I
rules
know.
don't you understand? The meter says
I
expired.
would run to them and put more money in, and then I still get a ticket. And I had to go and find a meter lady. And why do I have this ticket? And she was like, "Well, you can't feed the meter." I'm like, "Feed the meter? What? What do you mean by that?" I didn't even know that term until
all right.
recently.
You didn't know that. I understand.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And then
Have you opened the restaurant yet?
Yes, it's called Nico Bella's, and we have the best Italian food ever. All my customers are telling me this. And we give large portions
No,
of
you're talking about
food.
my cousin. She didn't have good Italian food?
Oh, she was great. That's
all
why
right.
I get a lot of customers because of Eddie's and Sons. They'll come in and say, "Oh my
All right.
goodness, I remember this, and they're so great. I'm so glad you guys are here."
I
And
mean,
then
those
they
were
eat
my
our
grandmother's
food.
recipes. You can't talk about that.
I'm not saying anything about your grandmother's recipe. I'm talking about the Cranker family recipe now.
What's the best Italian dish that you make there?
We make an outstanding meatball. Joe Paolino himself has said it's the best meatball he's ever had.
All right, tell me how you make the meatball. First of all, let's go through. I'm going to go through this now. I'm going to give you a lesson in making meatballs, okay?
Well, I have chefs. My husband's the chef, but
All right, I'm going to take it. First
yes,
of all, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about making 2 pounds
yes,
of meatballs, okay?
yes, sir.
All right, so you buy 2 pounds of hamburger, right?
Yeah.
All right, what do you put them in now?
No, I don't put 2 pounds of hamburgers in a.
No, you're going to make a small meatball, but
But you see, my secret is I don't just use hamburger. I'm putting other meats.
Put
in
veal?
there. Veal.
Okay.
And I don't want to tell my recipe, but it's not all hamburger. Is what I'm saying.
all right. Well, listen,
Yeah.
let me give you a recipe, okay?
Please do.
If you use you can use hamburger, you can mix it with veal
Yeah.
if you like to do that,
Yes, sir.
right? And so with 1 pound, for every pound, right, you put 1 pound of hamburger, you put 2 eggs,
Yeah.
you put grated cheese, right? And then you don't put breadcrumbs, right? You get a loaf of Italian bread, you let it get hard, and then you soak it in either milk or water,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And then you crumble the bread, right? Small piece of bread for a pound
Yeah.
of hamburger, right? And you
Yeah.
crumble that, you mix it all up, salt and pepper and a little parsley, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds delicious.
Right, and then, now, I'm gonna tell you something. See,
What's-
everyone makes meatballs round, right?
Yeah.
Make them oval, make them like this,
Yeah.
see? And
Oval.
Oval, like that,
Uh-huh.
right? Not round like that,
Yeah.
oval like that, right?
Yeah.
And that way they cook through, because many times, see, it's very difficult, because you gotta pan fry them, you don't wanna bake them.
Yeah.
You gotta pan fry them. Right? You gotta put just enough now Reggio Parmigiano cheese.
Yeah.
And you'll have a great
Grated
meatball.
fresh.
Right?
Yeah, sounds
You
good.
do that, there'll be a line around the block, right?
Yeah.
And you can
Thank
say those,
you.
you can say those are Philly's meatballs, that's my mother's name.
Phillies? Okay.
Anyway, it's not gonna help you with the fine.
Oh, no. I was just hoping just for a little reduction, please. All my money has
Oh,
gone
I
into the
can't do that.
restaurant.
I
You
can't
can't
do
do that? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, you have to pay the boot fee of $100.
Yes, sir.
And it's gonna cost you $150 for the ticket, so it's gonna cost you a total of $250.
Oh, you're an angel. Thank you.